Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Michigan. If you watched this last night, it was LG and myself here for a 100 lapper in the votive series. We're here for 125 laps here for the ISRA Open Wheel Series, sponsored by SimMotion. I am Gary Gatto, and welcome to P1's coverage of round 10 of the inaugural season of the SimMotion ISRA Open Wheel Series. We come to you tonight from the Irish Hills of Michigan for our second crown jewel event of the season. 250 miles, 125 laps at Michigan International Speedway. As always, in the booth tonight with me is Luis Gonzalez-Nunez. Luis, I'm expecting a little bit more of a different race than what we saw from last night. A little bit more of a senior field here. I suspect we will see a lot more green flag racing for these 125 laps tonight. And they did a new update, yeah. Yes. And there you see the points on your screen, the exact situation that LGN was talking about. Clindy, Goodman, Rigney, Wagner, Kirby, the top five, all separated very closely together. Not much separation there at all. And we are getting ready to line up here. Weather conditions were on the screen for a long time. It's 78 degrees ambient, 117 degrees track temperature. Very similar conditions as to last night. And again, nothing against the drivers. Last night, it was the first race of a season. Sometimes first races of the season are a little rough. If you remember the first race of this season for this ISRA crew, we had a very early yellow there as well as Homestead. So it's nothing against the drivers. It's just a little rough start to the season. But we now are getting the starting grid up on the screen here. Let's get the weather conditions off. As we're waiting for the front nine to finally load in, but we'll get in today's starting lineup here for Michigan. For the Michigan 250 second crown jewel of the Triple Crown. The only driver eligible to win the Triple Crown is Mark Murphy, and he starts on the pole. Murph with a 2:19.7. Right next to him is Goodman with a 2:19.6. Mason Mitchum, he was in the last night's race in the VRL. He is on row 2 with a VRL-sponsored car right next to him. Clindy with a 2:19.4. Chris Reagan and Jim Herrick, teammates in row 3. Richie Hearn and Wagner. How do they line up next to one another? Yes, they are an identical Richie Hearn cars. So check that out. That's going to be interesting to track during the race. Richie's going to have the pink wheels. Wags is going to have the black rims there. That is row 4. Rigney and Forsyth in row 5. Watch those two. Then we got Hayes and Rick Ray Vaughn. Rick coming deep in the field. But you know what, LG, and I totally expect by lap 2, Rick going to be like in 3rd place or something like that. It's just, that's how fast he is here. Dean Darth Maul and Levern, after making his first start in the series. Levern, he was on the podium last night in that votive series race. So he's looking for another podium finish here. So he just kept the car in the garage, and 2 nights in a row. Ramsey and Gallas, row 8. Coker and Callisto, row 9. Kirby and Armstrong on row 10. And Fowler, we will watch him. That is going to be pretty exciting watching him from row 11, shotgun to the field, try to force his way up to the front. I don't know why. I just refreshed. All right, we're going to go racing. Here we go. Green flag getting ready to fly. Murphy in that Uncle Bobby throwback, who has multiple wins here at Michigan. Green flag in the air. Lap 1 of 125 underway here in the Irish Hills.
So I checked it for the skin of the livery of Wagner and Richard Hearn is the same. Actually,
it's identical, not, completely.
It's both of the same. One of them is the real, and the other one is an imitation, basically.
And Wagner in that number 11 has moved up to 5th. Right behind him is Hearn, battling his former teammate Reagan side by side. Actually, they are still teammates. I shouldn't say that because he's not in a 4D car. He is a 4D driver. But those 4D drivers, those 4D cars are going to have the draft ahead of them and in front of them, pulling them right along. There goes Rick Ray Vaughn up the tie side. He is going to try to slide it in. Oh! And Jimmy Herrick says no.
Kind of dangerous. Is it dangerous when you go to the high side, especially in that way? Especially in the exit on turn 2, it's quite close. You have to be 100% confident if you're gonna throw the car through there, because it's hard and it's also dangerous too.
Gary Lovern, 219, sets the purple lap. He is now in 13th. He has Maul and Forsyth side by side in front of him.
Like you said, in 2 laps, he's already in the top 5 now, is passing Wagner.
I told you, it wouldn't be very long for Rick to get up there. And there, purple lap for Rick, a 2:21.8. And a slide job into the wall, though. Oh, my goodness, that was a good hit. Is he damaged now?
Let's see. Well, the moment you have with draft, with all of this draft you have in this track, I think so the car is gonna be okay.
And Clindy is your leader right now. It is Clindy, Murph, and Mitchum. Lap 6 of 125. Rigney pulling out there for 9th. Back up front, Murph getting a run on Clindy. Gets the position back. Tonight's rule set here from Michigan. It is a 2-mile D-shaped oval. We're doing 125 laps, 250 race miles, unlimited tires, 75% fuel, 1 fast repair. Pit road speed limit is 55 miles an hour. So really, I think once again we're going to kind of see it, and we had a little bit more fuel in the tank last night with Votive. We were like at 85%. Now we're 75%. I'm not quite sure if these guys can get close to that 33 number that we were trying to shoot for last night, despite all the caution.
I can tell you now if between 20 to 25, I'm going to say 23 laps, 24 laps, but the lead for the guy who's going to the front is make at least 20 laps fuel tank. So sorry, fuel engine one, burn the tire, burn the fuel. But maybe for the people on the back, we can make 24. I said 24 yesterday, but we went way for that. So
yeah, we did. Already we're coming up on the 10-lap mark, so we're already settling into a bit of a run here. The IndyCar track record is Paul Tracy in 2000 with a speed of 234.9. The last time IndyCars came here, when the IRL visited, their fast lap was a 222.4 with Thomas Scheckter. The career wins leaders here at Michigan is Johnny Rutherford with 4, including 1 500-mile win in '86, and Gordon Johncock with 4, with 1 500-mile win in '82. The car as our leader, based off Uncle Bobby. Uncle Bobby has 3 wins here, 1 in USAC, 2 in kart. He is tied for 2nd all-time in wins here, along with Mario, Rick, and Bobby Rahal. Rick Rayvon up to 2nd now as he gets around Clindy.
Is it crazy how Paul Tracy, from 91 to 2007, he only won 1 championship in the champ car?
Yeah, but he was always in the running for a number of years. Yeah, he was always so close, but yet so far. And there we see Rayvon with that Rick Mears livery from the early 80s. That won here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take that back. That did not win here. I don't think it did. That actually, that car blew up here in the pits. It was a pretty nasty pit fire. Hey, but with a name like Rocket, you know you're going to let out a lot of flame, and he is currently leading right now. Rick Rayvon, your leader. Murphy 2nd. Clindy 3rd. Mason Mitchum 4th. Michael Goodman 5th.
Oof.
Oh, here we go. Dean Darth Ball down low.
It's like you want to going through, like Richard Hearn tried to going through on Mitchell, but no, you have to.
Oh, Wagner in the middle, and he had to hold the wheel steady.
Wow.
And now he has his alter ego right below him. Or actually, Wagner is the alter ego, I believe, of Hearn. That's the right way. But you can't wreck your alter ego. We're 2 by 2 by 2, a number of rows deep past the leaders. No one is getting away from the leaders here. You stay in the draft, you're in this race.
Oh, I don't like that line when Richie Hearn did. So especially now with 47.8 Celsius, it's 180 18 on Fahrenheit. So you cannot. We saw it yesterday when the people used the first line on turn 1 and 2. The people going on the first to second line, and look at that, Richie Hearn tried to bouncing around, and now he used the second line. That's the good line to going over here in Michigan. We cannot. It's no more use that line, the first line on the first corner.
Lindy and Murph trying to work together to pull away from the group led by Rayvon and Maul.
Interesting, Justin Kirven in the 18th position on the back. Maybe played it with the heavy fuel, like what I did, what I could be doing. So like weight on the back when I going close to the end of the steam, put to the front, and then try to go into the pit with the lead.
Here's Rick and Maul still battling out. Yeah, I think actually Mears had a split season with the that livery here in '81. I think he blew up in the 500-mile race, but when they came back, the kart visited here twice a season for a number of years. So did USAC, and they typically were short races. Kart didn't start doing the 500-mile race here until Ontario was closed down, and the 500-mile race was no longer held there for the Triple Crown. They didn't start holding the 500-mile race here until '81. Rick was actually leading the 500-mile race at that point, came to the pits, and then that's where he had the pit fire. And then he won the shorter race later that season. But Pancho Carter got his one and only IndyCar win here, a 500-miler. And then a couple years later, John Paul Jr. got his one and only IndyCar win for decades, until he got a follow-up win in the Indy Racing League at Texas. But one of only 2 wins for John Paul Jr. One of them was here at the 500-mile race in '83. Watching the action right now with Rick Rayvon running down Clindy. Dean Darth Maul has shot to the lead. Actually, memory survey, Rick was in a big battle with John Paul Jr. for that win, too. And I think on the white flag lap, Rick was making a move to kind of get the pass on him, and I think spun out and hit the wall. But it was a pretty thrilling finish in an era where you didn't see a lot of close side-by-side finishes. It's kind of what we see now. We expect when Indy cars get to a super speedway, we expect to see close finishes. But back in the day, there was still a lot of disparity between engine manufacturers, chassis. Close finishes were a rarity. Maul, Murphy, Rayvon, Clinworth, Wagner, your top 5 is this field now in line. And I think we are getting, as Wags goes to the inside of Clindy, he's going to try to move up a spot. LGN, I think we're getting very near the point to green flag pit stops.
I think all the people from Murphy to back, because Murphy and Clendy, they working together on the front. So now it changed to Maul on the front. It's gonna be a time, maybe 2 more laps or 3. I'm gonna say 3 to everybody's coming pit row, pit party. That's the word.
Pit party.
Yes.
If you enjoy P1's coverage, watching Gary Lovern slide up in front of Rigney, If you enjoy P1's coverage of the Sim Motion ISRA Open Wheel Series and respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at that, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you don't miss out on future P1 iRacing broadcasts, including tomorrow night, the IndyCar Oval Series at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. And then the Formula Indy Series on Wednesday from Laguna Seca. We're now at that lap 25 mark where we expect to see people make the duck down pit road and get service done. Nobody that time.
So everybody came in to save it a lot of fuel. So I don't see Richie Herron came on the real life on Michigan.
He raced here. And my supplemental overlay is not working again. I think they got a bug in it. Wonder if they're going to get an update out.
There is. It came three times. 1/5 in 1908 and 12 for 99, 97, 22.
Mall, Ravon, Murphy, Wagner, Goodman, that is still unchanged. We are kind of in a bit of a slow portion of the race. I think everyone's kind of working their way to the first pit stop. Clindy's fallen back to 8th. And I'm wondering if Clindy's fallen back to 8th to kind of save some fuel.
Really? They save a lot of fuel. I already put it in the lowers. I remember I consumed in this track. It's calculated for 25 laps. So that's the lower. So I can set
Lewis Hayes is the first taker on pit road. He came in on lap 27.
So,
but he might be done. I am showing his extended stop, so he might have damage or mechanical. Let's get back to the action on the racetrack.
I'm gonna keep a track walking. Yeah, this is taking long in the pit stop.
I think Mall is coming to pit road right here. Yes, Dean Darth Mall coming to pit road. Only taker this time. Lap 29 coming to 30. And that multi-technicolor Dreamcoat that he's driving there into 31 slides in, and he overshoots. That's going to cost him just a little bit of time. Goes up on the jacks, new set of tires, full tank of Shell fuel, and down and away.
Rayvon is coming in now.
Rayvon coming down pit road right now.
I think this is safe, yeah.
Yeah, he's the only driver coming down pit road this time. That turns the lead over.
Next time by.
Here turns the lead over to Wags.
So,
somebody came off the wall on the backstretch. That might have been Armstrong. Murphy coming to pit road this time. Rigney coming to pit road this time. And Armstrong coming to pit road this time. Scheduled stop. Lionel Callisto also coming to pit road this time.
Oh, that's weird. It's kind of weird move of Armstrong.
Might have got close to the wall. I'm not sure what happened. I just saw a car rocket across the back straight. Wasn't sure who it was.
Yeah, it was him, but it's like he maybe kind of violent to move the to the left, but yeah, nothing bad to him.
And we see both the Altena Autosport cars coming to pit road, as well as Matty Wagner. Also on pit road is Clindy.
Kirby coming cold now. Richie Hearn calling too.
Watching Kirby as he prepares to make the turn down pit road along with Richie Hearn and Goodman. Did he get... Oh, okay, he slowed down in time there. Whoa. That turns the lead over the Forsyth. And now Fowler, his teammate, who has come up from the tail of the field. Fowler up 19 spots to P2. I told you to watch him. And Chris Reagan, another one of the 4D cars. He is now third. Jim Herrick, one of the other 4D cars, is fourth. So all the 4D cars, with the exception of Richie Hearn, and they're all coming to pit road together. Oh no. Oh, and he clips the boss. But the boss is forgiven, but Fowler has the toe, and we're cautioned on the racetrack. Kirby and Hearn. Oh, and Mitchum. What on earth happened?
Oh, in the exit.
No, Kirby catches the little bit of an apron.
Yeah.
And and Clindy. Oh, it happens right in front of Clindy. Clindy watches his life pass before his eyes.
And Richie Hearn tried to avoid him, and he collected anyways. Oh.
Let's watch from Clindy's point of view here. And watch how fast this happens. This is at half speed right here. So Clindy's seeing these cars come off pit road. He definitely wants to beat them. Those are positions he's going to be able to jump. And watch that. And Kirby just clips the apron a little bit. Oh, right in front of. Well, watch what happens for Mason Mitchum. Oh, no. Oh.
Oof.
And so that allowed, actually, everybody that came to pit road that we saw, Forsyth, Reagan, and Herrick, to get the pit stop. And they will cycle to the lead. Although, well, maybe not. Maybe they decided they didn't get to pit road early enough, and they decided to play it safe.
I think, let me check, because okay, he did a pit. He came on the back on the pace car. I talking about Craig Forsyth. So
he's just topping off the tank, I think.
Yeah.
He and Reagan there. Herrick stays out. Herrick might have some phantom damage on his car from the incident with Fowler. Lewis Hayes is back on the racetrack. I'm not sure if he'll get a lucky dog here or not. But Herrick is our leader. Goodman second. Ravon in third. Lovern fourth. Rigney now fifth. As an interesting turn of events. So the incident you saw on pit road by Fowler, that did not bring out the caution. The incident with Kirby, Hearn, and Mitchum, that's what brought out the caution at lap 36. Or just before lap 36. Today's race is brought to you by SimMotion. Sim Motion is sim racers taking care of other sim racers. That is their mission. Sim Motion is a proud sponsor of the ISRA with over 50 combined years of experience in the community and industry. Sim Motion is your one-stop strategy for everything you need for sim racing, whether you still have your rookie stripes or you're a grizzled veteran looking for that next upgrade. Check out their line of sim racing hardware, including top brands like Azatec, Butt Kicker, Moses, Sim Magic, and more. Visit their online store today or follow one of the socials. All the links you need are in the description. Hey, Lewis, we're going to be back here again in June. P1 Broadcasting is excited to announce a brand new crown jewel event for the iRacing IndyCar community, a 600-kilometer, 186-lap battle at Michigan International Speedway on June 7th, 2025. An all-star, invite-only roster of the IndyCar iRacing community will take the grid, competing for over $175 in prizes, including payouts for the race winner, pole sitter, hard charger, and halfway challenge leader. Stay tuned for more details and entry applications. June 7th in Michigan will be a race to remember. Coming to the green flag here at lap 38, Jimmy Herrick, your leader, followed by Michael Goodman. Rocket Rick in third, Gary Lovern in a very familiar situation from where he was last night in fourth, and Rigney in fifth. Forsyth, Reagan, Wagner, Clindy, and Murph, the remainder of your top 10, coming to the green flag this time by
green flag.
and I tell you what, Herrick took a slow restart there. He's like, I am not going to get a big lead and get Freight Train going into 3. I might take a short lead and get Freight Train going into 2.
Yeah, the problem when you slow too much, the restart is the problem on the back, and at some point you have to be like nicely with the people on the back, because you see the green flag is everybody gonna go full throttle. So yeah, that kind of restart, it could be works in the short track, 1.5 miles track, and in the last maybe 2 laps or something like that to defend the
3 wide right behind our leaders. Now we're 2 by 2 by 2, 4 rows deep, 5 rows deep. Rick gets back in line. Lovern also back in line. In that battle is a lap down Lewis Hayes. He'll try to get that lap back.
They're going too close.
And Wag's going to take it 3 wide at the line. He needs Rigney's help, but he's not going to get it. Wag's going to be stuck down there. Wags is Rigney's now your leader. And that livery by Lewis Hayes, that won a number of times here at Michigan, either piloted by Michael Andretti, who got 2 wins here in the Michigan 500, Mario Andretti, or even Nigel Mansell.
Oh, Murphy disappeared. Oh, there it is. Oh, the finish with Montoya and Andretti?
That was with the all-black Javelin car, I believe, with Andretti. But Andretti's first win here, I believe, was in the Javelin black and white.
Oh.
Andretti won 2 500-milers here. Had much better luck here than at Indianapolis. 87 and 89, he won 500-milers here. 87, he would have been in the Craco car. 89, he would have been in the Javelin car. Oh, Fowler, he wants that lap back. He is hanging it down on the yellow line, coming up a little bit to greet Rick Ravon. Gonna go high. Oh, contact with Gary Lovern. Goodman stays high. Let's Fowler go.
Oh.
Fowler definitely wants that lap back. And I tell you, if Wag sees him coming, Wag should just let him go and then tuck in behind him and get that fuel mileage.
They already have some. I remember one on Indianapolis, I think so. Wagner and Fowler tried to Wagner.
Whoa, Murphy, Ravon. Lewis Hayes, he's going to go 3 wide. Lewis Hayes, he's looking to get back on the lead lap. He's at 18th, so he wants to get up and around the leader. Here's Fowler taking a move to the inside of our leader. I think Wags knows, and he just lets him on by. Wags going to tuck on and back behind Fowler. Fowler now on the lead lap. He has to actually get back all the way around and get back to the battle for the lead. But we know he has pace, but I think it's a good move for Matt, just to let him kind of cruise. Lovern second, Rigney third, Mark up the fourth. We'll be watching him because he's the only one eligible for the Triple Crown. And Rick Ravon in fifth. And they're just not swapping the lead, but just swapping positions to kind of break away at the front. Lovern's coming with, so is Rigney. Murph now has rejoined the battle.
Yes, I quiet because I went back to the front to the back, and in every single space on the track you have battles around. Some of them dangerous, some of them not, but everyone. Oh, Henry on the wall. Now he recovered the car.
Whoa, you're right. And now we're 3 wide, 4 wide at the line. And 3 of them were Ford E cars, and then we had Callisto down there by himself. Remember, Herrick restarted as the leader, and he is now back to 13th. But he could be running really a pace of his own right now, as he's phalanxed by 2 of his team cars right ahead of him to his left and his right. If you're just joining us, this is P1's coverage of the SimMotion ISRA Open Wheel Series coming to you from Michigan, where we completed 50 now of 125 scheduled laps. You're enjoying P1's coverage of tonight's race. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for future iRacing content, including the iRacing IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split from Phoenix. It'll be a night race. And Wednesday at 7:30, a Formula Indy Series twin bill from Laguna Seca. You don't want to miss it. It is a packed week of racing here on the channel. Fowler breaking out in front. Oh, Wagner, who got really close to the wall on corner exit of 2. That's going to cause him to crack the throttle. And here comes Gary Lovern for the race lead underneath the Bud car. Clindy back in the picture. He has moved up to 4th. He's underneath Rigney right now. Doesn't have the aid of the draft down the backstretch. It's really going to help Rigney as they are lined up behind him. Clindy's going to stay down there, get the car to rotate on the bottom, get the shortest way around, but he's going to need that draft now. Tucks back in line. Wags allowing Fowler about 0.3 of a second lead in front of him. Fowler last car on the lead lap. So he needs to get back all the way around in order to be able to lead this race legit. But right now, it looks like he's leading, but it's just based upon track position and pace. 53 of 125. And a lot of single file, not a lot of battling going on as everyone is kind of being behaved. Although Clindy making it work on the bottom. A lot of drivers are going down there as he comes up and greets Rick Ravon. And they both gave each other enough room off corner exit. Rick is going to get the line on the high side and the position. Here comes Murph. He'll go down low, try to get the pass on Clindy, and we got right behind him is Forsyth in a battle with Goodman. Side by side, I see Gallas with Richie Hearn. Richie Hearn in 19th, 2 laps down.
I think so. Rick Raven gone to the lead, but I don't know. Oof.
There we go, 3 wide for the lead of the race. Rick Ravon down low, you called it, and he goes to the point.
Coming back there again, back. But I don't know if he wants to stay there or if he wants to pass Fowler. So, but the bet is Chevy Fuel behind the Fowler.
.56 of 125. Only 1 caution. Happened to be during the last round of pit stops. Rick Ravon, 26 laps into his stint. Wagner, 21. Levern, 24. Rigney, 25. Clindy, 21. So different strategies off by about 4 or 5 laps all throughout the top 10 at the moment. And Fowler's 21 laps into his stint, so he'll be having to come to pit road. We think probably sometime everybody should be. They started coming to pit road like right around 30 laps into their stint during that first run. So we should probably see some of these guys come to pit road, especially Rick, here probably the next 3 to 5 laps. We'll see.
So we see Armstrong and Ramsey with 37. That's the long stint we saw on the track. Raybon did 31 last time, so he needs to stay match as I can to the end.
And Rick is not going to waste time. He's going to go around Fowler, put Fowler back down a lap. Maybe he's working with Fowler. That group of 2 does seem to be pulling away a little bit.
Maybe they don't work together. I think Raven, he needs to save a fuel, but he thinking maybe it's coming on 1 more yellow or maybe 2 more. You know, with 15 laps to go, always the people getting nervous on the track. So it could be 1 more lap, maybe 1 more yellow over there, and he can save it to the end.
Hey, before we get to the next round of pit stops, check us out in December. P1 Broadcasting becomes the primetime home for Happy Hour at the Brickyard, your nightly destination for all the action leading up to the prestigious PRI Hoosier 500. Every night from 8 to 9 p.m. We'll bring you all the exclusive coverage straight from the track, practice sessions, drivers' interviews, expert analysis, and more, all building up to sim racing's biggest event, biggest Indy 500 event, excuse me, the PRI Hoosier 500. The last kiss of the bricks for 2025 starts here. The countdown is on. Everybody pucker up and don't miss a second of the action. Like, share, and subscribe to stay locked in, and we will see you in December as we are on the road leading up to the PRI Hoosier 500.
The first one in pit road is Hayes, 32 laps.
Down and away, new tires and fuel, scheduled stop.
And Rayvon, yeah.
And Rick on pit road now as we'll try to get the camera on him. There it is. So Rick went 31. So if we do
one more
63 plus 31, that will get him into 94. 125 minus 94. That's 31. So that will, if he can do 31 again, that will get him home.
Yeah, so the good thing is it's just full tank, sorry. New tires, he don't lose too much. He make 8 seconds in the box. That's pretty good.
8.1, yeah, that's pretty good service from the virtual team.
Yeah. Regnick's coming now. Cocker is in the pits now.
Rigney coming to the cones. He's on the speed limiter. These cars have governors on their engine. They push a button. It'll prevent them from going faster than the programmed pit road speed, which is 55 miles an hour here. But you got to hit that button in order for it to work. Some drivers hit it too late and they're too fast. Sometimes they don't hit it at all.
You're too focused to put everything neutral and brake, make the mark, and then press the button, and then you forgot the most important thing: press the button.
Yeah.
That's the last thing. That's the only way the thing I do it. I just brake, press the button, and just do all the stuff you have to do it.
And all that, and then all the while looking down pit road, getting to your stall, then hitting the marks. And then the hard part is after that, you think, coming back up to speed and rejoining the course is easy. That's a challenge as well. The apron's very slick. Lover in pit road.
Yep. Yeah, if you don't click the marks, you lose at least 1 second.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Fowler coming off of pit road for his scheduled stop. He went 29 laps on that stint. Unfortunately, he is back down 2 laps. Here comes the 10. Or the 70, excuse me, Richie Hearn. Oh, Richie slides it. But he's in a position where he's got to back up. Cars are coming to pit road. He doesn't want to get in another situation with Mitchum. That's going to cost Richie a little time on pit road. I think we're going to see Murphy now. He's low on the... Nope, he's staying high. It is Murph, Forsyth, Clindy. 3 drivers we've seen at the head of the pack a lot of times this season. Gallows and Mall, pit road. Second stop of the day, scheduled.
Until I saw Hugo in the pits, I didn't realize he's here. And it's the 5th place. He entered to the pits in 5th place, so good for him.
Hugo started the season off with a strong podium finish at Homestead. So we know that he has the ability to get up and challenge on these big, intermediate, or larger racetracks. Murph battling with Clindy. Clindy down low now. They are now 34 laps into their run. Expected to come to pit road any time. Same as Forsyth. Devin Ramsey is 1 lap shorter than they are on the run, so we'll see if he goes longer. But here comes Clindy, here comes Murphy, here comes Forsyth. Forsyth pulls along Murphy, makes up a lot of time. He has to slow down just a little bit. Yeah, he has to slow down a little bit.
That's the problem when you make the side-by-side. You have a car inside. You have to slow down.
Ramsey also on pit road. He slides through his box. Rick Ravon now off of 4 down the main straight with help of 2 cars in front of him. That is Fowler and Wagner. Wagner now picks up the lead as the pit stop cycle is complete. And there we see all 3 of those cars that just stopped all coming off of pit road together. But we'll reset the field here. Wags is your leader. Rick Ray Vaughn second. Rigney has moved up to 3rd. Lionel Callisto, where did he come from? Lionel Callisto is now 4th. Mark Murphy 5th. Gary Lovern was 6th. Now he moves back to 7th. Clindy is now 6th. Forsyth 8th. Hugo Gall is 9th. And Dean Darth Maul in 10th. So we have a very shaken up top 10, especially with where did Lionel Callisto come from? We saw him at one point a little bit further on back, kind of pacing himself, but he went to 32 laps on that last stint. And he was only in the box for 7.8 seconds. That was a really quick stop on pit road for 31.6. So very fast service for the Xfinity and Truck Series champion as he almost gets to the wall.
Yeah. So 1.5 over back to Ravon. And Wagner and Fowler, they working together. And they start to going far from Ravon.
So yeah, there we got. We got the gaps up on the tree now. So you see Wagner back to Ravon is 1.2, back to Callisto's 1.4. Well, actually now back to Murphy is 1.4. Callisto and Murphy now side by side. This is a battle for 3rd. Down the backstretch, give it back to Callisto. They need to stay within the 1.5 second envelope to Ravon, to draft envelope, so they can try to get back up and into that battle. 74 of 125 in the books. And we have a bit of a green flag strategy race now on our hands. We're not quite a fuel mileage race. I believe everybody one more stop and they can get home. It just depends on when that stop's going to be and how much less fuel you're going to take than the person in front of you. Clindy catching Callisto. Go ahead.
For example, Murphy did 7.8. Maybe he clicked the mark, or maybe he put a little bit less fuel what we expected for sure. Because the other people put 8 seconds on
caution, racetrack. Richie Hearn.
Oh, Richie Hearn.
And it looks like he just lost it in the middle of 1 and 2, down on the bottom underneath Mason Mitchum. As he turns in, car rotates, and then it over-rotates. And a bit of a power slide through the corner. Everybody misses so far. Almost got Ramsey. Oh, say hey, Lewis Hayes missed it. He clipped somebody, but the clip...
Ramsey.
Yeah, he clipped Ramsey. But Ramsey doesn't look damaged. He'll come to pit road undoubtedly to probably get the car looked at. But we are under caution at lap 75 of 125. And frankly, this just closes the field back up. So all those gaps we saw I think everybody comes to pit road. No.
Yes. No, that makes sense. Everybody. It should be stay out, everyone. But yeah, radio said Fowler to Wagner. Oh, Wagner, because they pull far for the group, and Wagner make a good pace in the first place.
So Fowler is going to stay out, and he'll want the wave around. Actually, we have some drivers that did stay out. They're hoping for the wave around. Kirby, who got caught up in the earlier incident, he is going to want the wave around. Chris Reagan stays out. He's going to pick up the lead. Ramsey doesn't come to pit road at all. He's not concerned about any damage. He might be forgiven by iRacing. He is now second. He stayed out. Jim Herrick stayed out. He is now third. Then Mason Mitchum, who's currently 2 laps down, is slotted the next car in line. And now here comes Matt Wagner, actually Lewis Hayes, and then Matt Wagner. So we're going to see quite a few. This is going to be interesting. We got some guys now with new tires, full tanks, or at least tanks full enough to get home. I don't think anyone can make it on no stops. I don't think.
No, they need to stretch for 12 to 15 laps to the end.
And that's enough time to actually throw on another set of tires. So they might as well go ahead. But it's like 47 to the end at this point. Here's Mitchum coming to pit road. He's going to get service. So these guys that just all came down pit road, they're hoping to get maybe some more caution laps and closer to the end of this race for that final stop. Everybody in front of them who stayed out for the track position, they are going to run this run out, and their next stop they make, they are done. They will not have to stop again.
I think they in the mark to make the splash and without tires. Who's gonna be the guy to coming in and just, 50 laps to go, 13 laps to go, maybe 10 laps to go, just do the splash and use the same tires to the end?
I don't know let's check the weather conditions, see what it's 118 degrees track temperature out there. I don't know what the DEG situation out there like is for the tires. Ambient temperature, it's not too bad. Humidity is not too bad. Wind should not be impacting these drivers much at all. But that 118 degree track temperature does make me wonder how long a set of tires is good for. We're getting ready to go green this time by Chris Reagan is your leader. His teammate, Devin Ramsey, right behind him. His team owner in third, Jim Herrick. And then the first car who stopped on this current caution is Matt Wagner. And he is one more car back behind Lewis Hayes, who is currently the first car 1 lap down. Coming to green flag this time for lap 80.
I gonna say Rick Raven could be doing that. You know who is him, and he like to play with the strategy at the limit.
Caution, and we got a car cartwheeling into the infield, and that is Chris Fowler, who has made his way into I believe that is Callisto's pit. What happened?
Oh, he clipped Armstrong.
Okay, so let's see what happened. So Mitchum gets a bit of a run on Gary Lovern. Gary Lovern gets tucked up underneath Richie. He has no place to go. Mitchum has a slowdown. Pat Armstrong takes evasive maneuvers, and Fowler. Oh, okay. Let's watch this. As it ends up, I believe that is Lionel Callisto's pit, I think.
So all started with Dim Mole. Dim Mole make the big gap in between Goodman and him, and he just slowed down.
That's Gary
Yes,
Lovern's pit.
He didn't start it. So you know what? Remember me the incident happened in Daytona with this guy airborne the car. Pierce, I think so. Speed, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same.
And getting some
Not
airborne.
that same, actually. Not that same when he went to the pit, but yeah.
Well, there's some screenshots that we just gave somebody if they want to snap those and send them off to Chris. But I think Chris's day is done. He's already used one fast repair, so I don't think that car is getting repaired. Hopefully Gary Lovern's virtual crew is okay because they need to get one more stop out of him. Now, if that happened in real life and any of Lovern's crew members got injured, I believe, since there's Hugo Galles' teammate out there, he might be able to use Hugo Galles' pit, but that's a real life situation. I don't think that is going to be the case here in the virtual world. So Gary Lovern will need that crew one more time in order to get to the end. But Reagan is still your leader as they are making laps now, getting closer to the point where really the guys that just stopped, it's really closing their window for them.
Also remember the Brian Briscoe airborne in Fontana.
Oh yeah, he cartwheeled down the front stretch there at the end of that 500-mile race, the big exciting one in 2015. So it is Reagan, Ramsey, Herricks. That is still unchanged. All three of those, that trio, is 12 laps into their stint for Reagan, 11 for Ramsey, 12 for Herrick. So they're looking at another 20 or so. They're looking right around a lap 100, give or take, about when they come to pit road. And then that'll be their final stop. I think lights are going to be out on the pace car. And let's put some pressure on somebody here without them knowing. Let's go ahead and let's ride along with Rick Ravon, and we're gonna assume the Robbie Gordon camera angle. So here we go, and we're gonna do this restart with Rick Ravon from this angle. And we'll give you his driver inputs. There you go. They are all under caution. So, you're probably asking why they are all in single file up against the wall, and that's just a procedure that you do here in the sim racing world. Because you can pass before the start-finish line when the track goes green on the right side. You can't do it on the left side. So they close that off. Now, if this is real IndyCar racing, what would happen is that these cars would really slow down the backstretch. The pace car would speed up. The pace car would be leaving right now, and these cars would be coming up to speed in turns 3 and 4 and then hitting the start-finish line at full throttle. Because this is more of a NASCAR sim and less of an IndyCar sim, it's not like that. But here we go, green flag. And we're going to watch from Rocket Rick's point of view on this restart at lap 84. Over his shoulder, right over his left rear. He's going to get a big run on the high side, and he's going to have Reagan's... Oh, he's going to use the banking and cut down. We're going to go 3 wide for the lead. Ramsey in the middle. Wags down low. Here comes Rick. Rick's going to stay with Reagan.
Oh, that's close.
Whoa, and that is in the spirit of Robbie Gordon and Raul Moiselle in Indianapolis right there. Here's Murph. This is such a great angle. This is courtesy of Julian Altina right here. Oh, Murph almost on the side of Rick. Rick full head of steam, but no place to go. Is he going to cut to the inside? No, he's just going to follow Wags.
Oh no! Oof. Okay.
Oh, 4 wide. Murph shoots Wags shoots the middle. Rick comes with. It is still Reagan and Murph hanging out behind. We are 2 by 2 by 2. Herrick sticks with his driver. He has 3 of his drivers right in front of him. There's Ramsey. There's Reagan. Clindy down low. Here comes another one of 40's drivers. Forsyth. Ramsey in the middle, giving everybody room. Certainly one of them is teammate. There we see Gallas and Lovern side-by-side teammates. They're starting to sneak up into this battle. Rigney in 11th. Goodman in 10th. Callisto now in 9th. Ramsey down low on Rocket Rick. Getting the car to rotate down on the bottom underneath. And he tucks back behind Rick in front of his teammate as all 4 of the 4D cars right in line down the backstretch. So 4 of the 5. Ramsey going down low to pick up the draft of Murphy. Murphy down low of Wagner for the lead in the Uncle Bobby Mobile and move Murphy to the top. Wagner now 2nd. Ramsey 3rd. Rayvon 4th. Reagan 5th. Forsyth to the inside of Clindy for 5th. Lindy coming out of the draft to get a run on the inside. Back for Forsyth to get that position. Here comes Herrick to the inside of Ramsey. Ramsey has a big run on the outside, keeps that position. Reagan now to the inside of the boss. Callisto in 9th now. Goodman in 10th. Car ripping the high line. Okay, that was Mason Mitchum. Kirby, first car 1 lap down. At this point, might just want to get to the end. Try to get what points he can out of this. Murphy, remember, Murphy's the only driver eligible for the Triple Crown. This is the second jewel of the Triple Crown.
Oh, Rayvon. Oh. Okay.
I think Rayvon was a little bump draft action going on there. So our first.
No, okay, that's not cool.
Oh, Wags. Hang on, Wags. Hang on, Wags. Something's wrong with Wags. He might be busted. He might be trying to feel the car out as he's now giving up positions.
I don't want to say have a damage. I don't see any meatball flag, nothing. It's just maybe he needs to come back after that, the scary thing, because Raven went on the front on the Wagner without saying, not even Brazilian clear. This kind of violent move.
Well, he's getting close to his final stop window. He's 16 laps into his stint. I mean, when he gets to certainly 100, he could pull it in, make his final stop, and be done. In fact, most of these guys could do the same thing. 17 laps for Murph, for Ravon, for Clindy, for Forsyth, Ramsey at 24, Herrick at 25, Reagan at 25. 3 wide through the corner, Clindy in the middle. Murphy won our first Triple Crown race at Fontana earlier this season for round 6. This is round 10. This is round 2 of the Triple Crown. And we'll wrap up at Indianapolis on March 17th. St. Patrick's Day. And normally I say don't drive a green car, but I think a green car on St. Patrick's Day is actually the exception to the rule. And we will decide the championship there and maybe a possible Triple Crown attempt. If Murphy can hang on for another 30 or so laps at the point. There's Murphy up top, Ravon in the middle, Clindy down low. Your leader, 1, 2, 3. Green, Forsyth and Ramsey with. Here's Rick down to the inside. Murph's going to follow right along. Rick's going to bring him right along with him. Whoa, Murph. Oof. Oh, and another close with Ramsey, Callisto, and Herrick just getting close there off corner exit. Just running out of racetrack with tires that are getting worn.
Oh, Craig Forsyth going speed now.
Forsyth is going to make the attempt at an undercut here.
Oh, break the car. Nice.
No penalty for Forsyth. As we've seen him be among the most aggressive to hit the line on pit road all race long. Final stop for the Canadian. Also, there's Coker coming down off the banking down the pit road. Up on the jacks, he's going for new tires and just enough fuel to the finish. If he needs whatever top off there, he's in the box for 8.2 seconds. He's down and away. Final stop complete for Forsyth. Rigney on pit road, final stop. Meanwhile, down the backstretch, Clindy, Murph, Ravon, now Callisto has worked his way up into the top 5. Herrick now 5th.
On radio said Murphy said, if we working together, we can go away from the group.
And Reagan cuts it really close at the cones. But he must have made it. I'm not hearing any black flag chatter. Nope. So Reagan coming down for his final stop here at 101 as he slides in, but he hits his marks. He's cockeyed, but at least he's pointed out, so he just needs to accelerate right away. There he goes. I don't know if that's going to cost him any time on pit road or not.
Oh, black flag too.
There's the black flag. There it is.
Callisto and Herrick.
So Reagan is going to have to come back down pit road. Callisto in his stall. Ramsey in his stall. Herrick in his stall. They're getting timers time. So I saw Reagan not getting a timer. And that will indicate a black flag. So he's going to have to come back down pit road for at least a 40-second hold.
Oh, that's weird.
I think.
He's still out. Maybe it's a glitch on the thing. I don't see two. I don't see the time.
Okay. Leader is Clindy, Murphy, Ravon, Goodman. Side by side off the corner, we saw Wagner and Gallus. Right behind him, 2 by 2. That's just a battle for position. That's Rigney and Mitchum. Murph, Clindy, Ravon, and Goodman, 25 laps into their stint. Gary Lovern, 23. Wagner, 26. Gallus, 26. Mall, 26. Good to go to the end. Forsyth, Reagan, Rigney, Ramsey. They are good to go to the end. That's if Reagan doesn't have a penalty.
Clindy called it pitting. I think so. It's going with Murphy.
And they come down to the cone, get down to the limiter. And now they line up for their pit stalls for their final stop here at lap 105. And they both hit their marks. They slide in. They made it look fancy. And now we wait for Rick, Ray Vaughn, and Lovern, and Wagner, and Gallus, and Mall. Probably involved in there. Armstrong and Goodman.
Gallus coming now.
Final stop for Hugo. Final stop for Mall. Group you see behind is Murph. This is a final stop. Wags and Rick Ravon. Gary Lovern is going to inherit the lead. He has just a handful of laps on everybody else. He's not going to make it to the end. He's going to have to do a later splash than everyone know. He's done the best at managing. But unfortunately, no one can go to the end with one last stop. Everyone's going to stop one more time. Armstrong second. Wags and Ravon coming off of pit road for their final stop. So we're going to watch Murph, Craig, Clindy, and Reagan all go around Wags. That is for position. And then they're going to catch Rick. Although Rick might pop out just with them. And they're 3 wide down the backstretch. That is going to be a battle for the lead right there once Armstrong, Lovern come to pit road. And they're 3 wide. Clindy up in the gray. Hello to the wall. Valentine's Day over. No kissing allowed. And Clindy keeps it off the wall. So now Armstrong is the last car waiting to pit. Stretch has stretched it to 27 laps this stint. We'll see how long he can go. But the battle for the win is right here in this group. 3 wide with these 5 cars. It is Murph, Forsyth, Clindy, Reagan, Ravon right there. And if they can catch them, Rigney, Goodman, Wagner, and Ramsey, and we might see 10 cars in a battle for the lead here on the closing stages if they can catch them. Clindy, big run on the high side. I think that second group can catch him. Or at least I think 4 of them can. Wagner has a bit of a haul. I'm sorry, I was identifying Hearn's car. Wagner's definitely in that battle right there. 15 to go. 14 to go now. Big run on the high side. Chris Reagan. No drafting help on the high side. Whoa, here comes Rick. Rick's going to help. Armstrong coming to pit road, final stop. So he will have to pit with about 13 to go as he will hit the start-finish line, and it'll click down for him. Final stop. This will turn the lead over to this battle on the backstretch. It is Murph, it is Rick, it is Forsyth, it is Reagan. We got Goodman there, we got Wagner there, we got Rigney there, and Devin Ramsey's there. The whole top 10 is under a blanket for the win here at Michigan. 250 miles, 125 laps. Part of the SimMotion ISRA Open Wheel Series. And we got to get a word in from ISRA before we get to the final 10 laps. Or excuse me, a word in from SimMotion. So let's do that real quick and we'll be right back.
With years of experience and a passion for customer service, SimMotion is a trusted name for SimMagic products. Whether you're just getting started or a seasoned pro, we have the gear to get you on the podium. At SimMotion, we don't just sell gear, we feel your passion for sim racing.
And we are back at Michigan for the final 12 laps of the second crown jewel of the SimMotion ISRA Open Wheel Series. Clindy, Rick Ravon, Chris Reagan up at the front. And in the battle here, Mark Murphy, the only driver eligible for the Triple Crown based upon his win at Fontana earlier in the season. Craig Forsyth is 5th. A lot of teammates in that group up there are going to try to help each other out. Others that are just drivers that are cooperating and working with one another. But when do the gloves come off? When do we see all of the treaties, all of the handshakes, all of the drivers' agreements get dropped and the haymakers get thrown? Clindy, Ravon, Murphy, now your top 3. Clindy to the inside, protecting the bottom, weaving out. It's going to stay to the inside. Rick trying to get a run on the high side. Murphy sliding up in front of Reagan. I don't know if he meant to do that or not. Now he goes down to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to run down Rick and Clindy. 10 to go, 9 to go now. And Wagner all of a sudden in the picture. Told you to watch out for that second group. Now they are doing the snake down the backstretch. Murphy, winner of the last race at New Hampshire. Wagner won at Motegi. Clindy won at Kansas.
3 wide.
3 wide for the lead. Clindy, Ravon, Murphy. If Hugo Gallas and Maul can get there, and even Lovern, we'll have 12 cars going for the win here in the closing laps. 8 to go, coming to 7 to go. 3 wide at the line. It's Clindy down the bottom. I don't think Clindy's coming off the white line, yellow line at all for the remainder of this race. He's going to stay on the bottom.
If he can do it, if don't lose the car, for sure he can do it. But look at that.
Rick in the middle. Threads the needle. Now he has about, here comes Craig. And making me look bad, Clindy goes up to the middle.
Yeah, I think so. The second line is the line you can get for the victory. But the thing is, who's going to be in your side-by-side?
Murph and Ravon side by side in the 1. Here, Craig sliding up. Oh, here's Goodman. As they're taking evasive action off of 2. That whole group has caught him. Coming to 5 to go. 10 more miles to decided here at Michigan. Here goes Murphy on the high side. He's going to try to arc it in there, but Rick's not going to give way. High side, Clindy trying to get the run on the high side. Murph could have closed the door, but didn't. Craig decides to go to the bottom to follow Ravon. Off the corner. Murph stays low.
Nobody want to take the risk to use the first line. Everybody's going to the second line. Look at that.
Whoa, whoa, almost banging wheels going into one. Murphy and Rick.
Oh, that's close.
Jeez. I don't know what to say. I am absolutely speechless. They just one after another. And it's just not this group of 6 you see or 7. There's a whole other group of 5 behind them that are all part of this that could be there at the end with 3 to go. Down the backstretch is Rick, but he gives up the inside. Murphy tried to get it. Now we're going to go 3 wide with Clindy up top. Craig's got no place to go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Off the corner, getting squirrely. Craig gets it back under control. 2 to go. Rick on the bottom. Clindy up top. Murph in the middle. Here comes Wagner. Here comes Goodman. Here comes Forsyth.
Oh, he get it in position. He get it inside Clindy. And Raven could be loose.
And here comes Wagner.
Yeah.
He's going to try to follow Clindy on through. White flag in the air. This time by as they are bustling for position down the front straight. Clindy stays low. We're going to go 3 wide into 1. It is Clindy on the bottom, Ravon in the middle, and Murphy up top. Ravon just sticks it and holds it. Clindy sits there, moves up a little bit, but he's not going anywhere either. They're going to stay to the bottom. Here comes Murph to the top. He wants this third jewel. We're going to go 4 wide. Here comes Wagner to the bottom. He gets the lead. Now is he going to have the momentum coming to the checkered flag? We can go to the apron.
Murphy.
It's Wagner.
Oh. It's Ravon.
And I did not get it in it. I think it was Ravon. We're going to watch that back. I think it's Rick.
It is Rick. 0.006.
We're going to watch that back.
Oh my God.
All right, so we're going to watch the white flag. We're going to watch this back one more time. Because I didn't have the camera focused right. Again, down the backstretch. And then watch the run Wags gets. But the problem is he sends it, and then all the energy he gets is wasted as it starts sliding up the racetrack. And then he goes to the bottom. And he needed to shut he could have gone to the apron. Rick got him. He could have gone to the apron. We'll ask him why he didn't go to the apron. Unless I'm missing something. I thought the apron was legal on the last lap. Unless they said in the driver's meeting it wasn't.
You say for Murphy?
No, for Wagner. Murphy went to the apron. So Murphy using the apron lets me know that it was at least legal.
I'm gonna say when you go to the line, it's just only one line you have. In my mind, I think, oh, this is my line. I go in first. But yeah, it's like hard to decide in 1 second. Maybe half a second.
And Rick is rocking celebrating in the cockpit, rocking the left and his wheel left and right. All right, let's get tonight's final results. Rick Ravon gets that big win that he's been looking for. And he puts the number 1 car in the number 1 position by 0.07 of a second over Matty Wags, who we'll talk about in just a moment here. Why did he go down to the apron? Murph used the apron, made it close, 0.037. Clindy is 4th. Devin Ramsey, great finish for Devin, 5th. Goodman, 6th. Lovern, another top 10 here at Michigan for Lovern. He's maybe turning himself into a bit of a Michigan whisperer. He is 7th. Forsyth, 8th. Rigney, 9th. Hugo Gallas, a top 10 for him. Good finish. Reagan in 11th as he kind of fell to the back, maybe used up those tires, maybe. I don't know. Just got shuffled back. Maul, 12th. Armstrong, 13th. Hayes, 14th. Callisto, 15th. Kirby, 16th. Hearn, 17th. Herrick, a good run for him, but unfortunately 2 laps down in the order, but he was up at the front a lot today, 18th. Mitchum, rough day, and 19th. Coker in 20th. And Fowler, rough day for him, little cartwheel action into the pits. And he comes home 21st, so that's your 21-car field.
So because Raybon won the race and he make 11 spots, I'm gonna pass the driver of the day for David Ramsey.
Devin Ramsey, 10 positions gained for Devin. Yeah, he's your big gainer outside of Rick, who passed 11 to get to the point here in the win. So no Triple Crown. Murph came oh so close from getting that second jewel. We will talk to him momentarily. And stand by. We're just getting some replays queued up here. All right. And let's bring up Murph. Purple Lap also did belong to Ravon in this race, so 32-4. So a good day for him, getting that first big win here in the series. We were wondering when it was going to happen, just a matter of time for Big Rick. We know that he has the skill set. So let's see where we are. We're waiting for Murphy. I don't see him.
Oh, there is in the room 1.
All right. And let's get him. There he is. And we'll bring him on up here. And here he is, Mark Murphy, in the Uncle Bobby ride. A good race for you, man. You were up front all day long. It looked like that you were possibly going to get that second jewel, the Triple Crown, but just edged there out at the end. But just a stellar lap between you four coming to the checkered flag, 4 wide going into 3 and 4. I mean, just sending it. And the action there, you kept it all off one another. No wrecks coming to this thing other than what happened to you after the checker flag. I think you just caught a little bit of the infield grass, but just unfortunately just came up a little short and in 3rd place, and no Triple Crown for Mark Murphy this year, but a good race, and it's going to be a good finish for the points to help you in this championship.
I mean, the points deal's over. I mean, I gained what? 1 over Clinton. I mean, he's got a big lead, so it's not about points. It's just about having fun, and that was a doggone lot of fun. I thought I had it. I got lane 2. I had the lead, and I wasn't quick enough on I didn't stay on top of the tools, and it about turned me loose coming off a 2 over there, and I have no idea how I saved the car, and Craig Forsyth saved my life, and from then it was just hey, let's see if we can't get this sucker back to the front line, and somehow did that. And then I mean, it's 3 and 4 wide at Michigan coming 4 miles ago. You never know who's gonna win, one of those deals, and you know, uh, Rayvon beat us back to the line. I mean, what are you gonna say about it?
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone you want to say hi to, get into third place today. Not the win you're looking for, but I mean, a little something out of the day at least, right?
Hey, I mean, I'm old, slow, and blind. Can't see. Reflexes are gone. Sat on the pole, led a ton of laps. Had a ton of fun, man. Just, I got to thank my dad for watching. I got to thank the wonderful Miss Natalie for putting up with this, and got to thank you, Gary, for putting your name on the side of my car. Everybody at Indy Alliance. We broke out the Black Magic Eagle tonight. It ended a lot better than the first time I raced this car, so I'm happy about that. But everybody over at Black Magic Studios, thank them for their support. Everybody, Fish over at Admin Box. If you're a race controller, go get you one of them, so you can have race control button box, not have to worry about typing into your thing and throw a black flag or throw somebody out of the session or give Gary Godso the well-deserved wave around that he needed. You can do that all with one deal. Got to thank Mike Rigney too, man. This league is just a blast, and I'm having fun. I mean, like I said, missing that race is going to hurt us in the championship, but that's all right, man. It's I'm glad Clindy's got a nice, comfortable lead, and we're going to do all we can to help him out.
All right. Well, thanks for all you do for the channel and for the community, and we will catch you at the next one, which is, if I'm reminded here, we are going to Iowa, which is a place that you were just at earlier tonight for the IndyCar Open Series. So back to the cornfields for you.
I tell you what, I'm tired of Iowa. We did. I think I did something north of 1,000 laps to test the Indy Elite stuff there, and we came away with a pretty good result as a team, and I got to call a race there tonight. And Julian's deal was there Saturday, and now we're going to go there next week in this for this series. And I was just a fun track, man. It eats tires up, and it's fast, and you got about 94,000 different lines. It's a good time, so I'm looking forward to it for sure.
All right, thanks for all you do, and we will catch you at the next one, sir.
Yeah, no worries, man. Thanks.
All right, let's bring up Matty Wags in the Bud car, and here he is. Wags out there with a twin and 2 twin Bud cars out there. Good to see that car. We were reminiscing on that during the race, but great move for you to get in a position for a near win, going down the backstretch, taking it 4 wide into 3 and 4, sending it on the bottom. But it looks like you scrubbed off some of that energy that you got from that big run down the front, down the backstretch, as you kind of slid up the racetrack a little bit, and then come into the checkered flag. Looks like Rick just kind of got in your draft and had a big run on you. We didn't see you go down to the apron, where we want to know, why didn't you use the apron? Could you beat him if you did use the apron? But talk about that whole last lap and setting up for just coming to the checker.
Well, I was kind of really setting it up with a few laps to go. I'm just sitting there buying my time, just trying to find a little hole, and luckily on the backstretch there was a nice little hole that Clendy left me. Yeah, he left the door open, and I took it. And as soon as you, like you said, as soon as you come up that corner, you're gonna that lower banking. It's different banking transition between there and the last was it 3 or 4 rows up there. You can go 4 wide here. I bet you saw it too.
Yeah.
So when you come off the corner, you're going to lose so much speed. So I thought about going to the apron, but I really feel like you would scrub speed if you go down to the apron, because in the moment the car you switches, the weight shift, I felt like you would lose that that extra speed that you're carrying. That's what I thought, but heck, it is what it is, man. Second's not bad, it sucks. I mean,
Yeah.
second sucks. It does suck, but all in all, it's a great points day. It's a great day. It makes up for last night. I don't want to talk about last night. I hit the button the wrong way, and that was just embarrassing. Oh God, I don't want to talk about it. Let's just move on.
All right, well, we'll just give you a chance to give you your shout outs and everything for this big run today. And you gained 6 positions from where you started. A good start, not a great start, but a moderate qualification run for you, but a good finish and a good solid finish in the points here. And we'll actually review the points here when we're done with you. But you're in 3rd spot, so you're exactly where you need to be with 4 races left to go.
Yeah, it's a good spot. It's going to take a miracle. We have some great finishes. That's what I had some inconsistency during the season. You don't win championships with inconsistency. We've seen that. Back in the 99 and 2000 days of the Winston Cup era, and this playoff full format thing. I'm just not a fan of it. By the way, it's one thing I did forget to mention that I did have some damage. I had a right rear damage, and it was so hard to drive trying to get back up through the field. I think you saw it, and it took me about 2 or 3 laps to adjust to it. I came back up through the field. Luckily, I did. That's why you never quit fighting, and here we are.
Yeah, we did catch that. But shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, go right ahead.
Shout out to Clindy and Murph and Lano for running with me tonight. And it's so great to have some great advice, on your side, and listen to their expertise. I have a lot of starts in here. I do have a little bit of feedback, but those guys are just better drivers than me. So, shout out to TWR guys. Love you guys out there. I'm probably the only one representing TWR. So, shout out to you guys. Great broadcasting. And Louise, I know you're there. You're being awfully quiet.
I couldn't hear.
I see you.
Listening to you.
I know. It's okay, man. So right now I'm going to antagonize Mark Cohn in the Discord chat. And so y'all take care and have a great night, guys.
Yeah, we'll catch you at the next one. Thanks a lot, Wags.
Yeah, see you next week.
All right, and now let's very happy, and it's always second guessing. Should you have gone to the apron? Should you have not have gone to the apron? He thought that if he went to the apron, he would have scrubbed off too much speed, so he decided just to hold his line, and that's a fair assessment.
Sense.
Yeah,
Actually makes sense. If you go down, you're gonna lose maybe 2 miles, and he gambled good, but he didn't get it.
let's bring up Rick into the booth, and here he is. Rocket Rick with the inaugural win here for his campaign in the ISRA Open Wheel Series. Congratulations, sir. Long time in the coming, but we knew it would be sooner rather than later that you would get a dub here. We just know you by reputation that you drive these cars so well, and what a wild last lap. I don't know what your spotter told you, but did you expect to hear 4 wide? You're in the middle going into turns 3 and 4?
I was expect. Thank you, by the way. I was expecting anything. I mean, anything can happen on that last lap. You got guys out there. It's so tough. Wagner is extremely tough. Murphy, Clendelworth, all of these guys. Goodman, Forsyth was back there. He faded a little bit towards the end, but I expected him to be up there too. But yeah, I'm just so excited, to get a win in this series. I think it's been 5 races in, maybe 6. But to get that monkey off my back, and I still can say I've never joined a league where I didn't win, and I'm really proud of that. 55 years old. I'm not as quick and as sharp, and have the reflexes I used to, but I'm still able to hold my own out there with all these great drivers. So I'm tickled to death, man. I'm just tickled to death.
Talk about that last lap and coming to turns 3 and 4, and Wags getting that line, that low line. slot, he got a good run on you guys as you were battling for lead. He's like, oh, okay, so as you're 3 wide down the backstretch, he gets a big run because you guys are just knocking down the air for him. He comes to the inside and kind of just slides up a little bit in front of you. You tuck in with the draft and just long enough there to kind of pull out and get the edge there. Did you think that you had it? Did you think it was going to be close? I'm just asking what you thought from the cockpit on coming to the checkered flag. I mean, normally you're pretty sure of yourself and you know when you have something. Was there any question there with that finish at all?
Oh yeah, no, I knew I had it all along. No problem. Yeah, the race was mine. Oh, no doubt. No, I mean, I had no idea. I mean, all I could do is just keep my foot in it and stay to the outside. He had me down low. You know, he had the short way around, but I was hoping he'd scrub off enough speed and like keep the momentum up top. And as we were coming to the line, I had no idea who was going to get there first. And I'm just, obviously I'm glad it was me. It was just such a great race. You know, I told Mike in practice, I said, you know what, Mike, you did a great job with this setup. This is not going to, normally Michigan is a kind of racetrack where you could just kind of stay on the low line and just stay there and nobody could get by you. And it's just the most frustrating thing. But the way Mike did the setup is, the tires start to fade a little bit. You can't hold it down there. It's going to be, it puts a little more of the driver back into the race, which I was happy to see, so that it would make it a more exciting race. And the leader just couldn't hold on to the lead by staying down low, and that's exactly what happened. It was a good race the whole way through. It was a lot of battling up there for the lead, and of course there's that. Should we save fuel? Should we go for it? I tapped the wall in turn 2. I think it was like, I don't know what, lap 3 or something like that, and it slowed me down. But I didn't want to pit. I didn't want to use my fast repair because, God forbid something happens late and I need it. So
Right.
I was still quick enough to where I could stay with them. And then let me go back and see who it was. It was Wagner and Chris Fowler. Fowler was a lap down, but they were swapping up there. And normally I'd be able to stay with them, if I had a whole race car, but I still had that little bit of damage. So they started pulling on me. I says, you know what, next pit stop, I can't do this. Next pit stop, I'm going to have to fix this damage. So we did that, and we were competitive again. We could kind of breathe it, save fuel. But then I realized just, before that last pit stop, I realized that that was going to be the last pit stop for everybody. So there was no point in saving fuel. So it's just a matter of staying up with up there with the leaders. But, they're so good, Wagner and Murphy and Kyle, playing defensive, and I'd run the high line and they'd run high and feed you dirty air. And so you had to figure things out. It made it a real good, fun, challenging race. And thanks to Mike Wrigley for the setup. Fantastic job. I just had a blast out here. And congratulations to Matt. He came back. I guess there was a point I didn't even know we touched. Matt mentioned it downstairs, in the green room. He said, you touched me from behind. I had down. I said, we touched? I didn't even realize. I didn't know. I didn't even realize it. So, I apologize to him for that. Obviously I don't drive like that. It wasn't intentional, but it's just a lot of close racing out there. And
Yeah.
I'm glad he was able to come back and we had a duel to the end. So, he made up for that. No doubt about it. But I couldn't be any happier. I'm so excited right now. This is such a great league. And I just happy to be here, man. This is great to finally win one.
Well, about time. I like I said, when I saw you sign up, I just knew it would be a matter of time before you'd be in victory lane here. And thanks for making me look smart, but I never doubted you in an instant getting a win here this season. But
I wish I was as sure as you are.
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone who wants to say hi to. I know you got some fans that were in chat that were cheering you on. Go right ahead. You earned the opportunity to shout them out, so go right ahead.
Well, Nick Fluke, how you doing, buddy? Jason Collins, thanks for joining in and being here for the race. He spotted for me a little bit. Jason Collins, maybe he should join this league. He's a good driver. The guys at Alpha One, Jason Spire, I can't remember all their names. Rockstar, Emily and Cody and all those guys over at Alpha One. Big shout to you guys. Shout to my daughters, Zoe, Mila, my wife, Alana, who's in bed right now. I probably woke her up when I crossed the finish line. Because I looked down and I saw that I was on top. And I just let out a big yes because I was just so excited. What a finish, man. What a finish. Last but not least, obviously, like I always do, I thank the Lord Jesus for dying on the cross for me. I love you, Jesus. This one is for you. Thank you guys in the booth. Gary, and I don't know who you're with tonight.
Lewis.
Oh, Lewis. Lewis is in there? Okay. Hi, Lewis.
Hey, I am here.
Thanks to you guys in the booth. I can't wait to watch the replay. I'm sure it was great coverage like it always is. And I guess that's about it, man. God bless you guys. What a race. I'm so glad you guys are here to cover it.
Well, we're glad that you're excited at the big win, and it was a very exciting finish. So go celebrate, maybe quietly. Don't wake the wife. We understand how that happens. But congrats on the big first dub, first of many we suspect, and we will catch you next week when we head to our last short track at Iowa.
Thanks, man. I'm looking forward to it. I hope that they decide to do IndyCars again because they said something about we're not going to do IndyCars the next season. We'll do NASCAR. I'm like, no, I'm having such a great time. I love the IndyCar. I don't care if it's the IR18, the DW12. This you got to do IndyCars somewhere with this league because these guys are just great to race with, man. You know, 99% of them race clean. And I'm having a great time, man. I'm really having a great time. You can race these guys with confidence. It's awesome. I love it. Thank you.
No problem. Congrats, man. We'll catch you at the next one.
Thank you, Gary.
And we will probably be expecting some announcement from the league about what we're going to do next for our next season, whether it be back to Xfinity or back to trucks or maybe back to IndyCar again. We shall see. Let's get the results there off the screen, and then let's get the update on points here, Lewis. Clindy is your leader still by 3 over Michael Goodman. 952 to 949. Then 11 points back from Goodman is Wags with 938. And he is tied with Rigney, also with 938. And then 18 back from Rigney is Kirby at 920. Of course, Kirby did not have the best race. Fortunately, got caught up with one of the early cautions. So he didn't gain, but he didn't lose in the top 5. Murph changed 2 positions. He gained 2. He is now 19 behind Kirby with 901 points. So, again, the review, Clindy, your leader, 952. Goodman, second, 949. Wagner, third, 938, with Rigney also at 938. Kirby at 920. Murphy at 901. He's tied with Hearn, actually. He's also at 901. Lewis Hayes, only 1 point behind at 900. Hugo Gallus in 9th with 892. And only 1 point behind Hugo is Chris Reagan with 891. So, really, the whole bottom portion of the championship in the top 10 is very, very tight. But this battle now, as it begins to take shape going into these final 4 races of the season, and we will bring up the schedule on the screen here. These final 4 races of the season, it really looks like not to really take anyone out of the race at this point. But I'm going to say really it's a 4-way battle over these next 4 races between Clindy, Goodman, Wags, and Rigney. I don't know what you think, LGN, but I'm just looking at the math, and and maybe Murphy, if he could sweep the top and have bad races for Clindy and everyone else in front of him, can get back into this. He's kind of conceding the championship. He might be understating his ability. Maybe he can get back into this. But I really think it's going to come down really to these top 4 in this championship: Clindy, Goodman, Wagner, and Rigney. And also, LGN, Goodman's got there by virtue of no wins. He's done this with just consistency.
That's it. So you remember what happened with Clindy and Motegi and New Hampshire? He have a 2 DNF. So thinking about it, how is not like dominate for somebody, because Murphy and Craig went to vacation, they lost a lot of points. And also, like you said, Goodman without wins, only 5 top 5 and 8 top 10, is in the second place with 3 points. So it's really, really, it's gonna still cost a lot for Glenworth, because the race today, the race on New Hampshire, the race on Motegi, he didn't win points. If he did at least finish at top 5, it could be maybe 20 or I said 20, 25 points on the top, but it is not. So it's still open. And Murphy's 51 points of Kenworth. So the only thing that changes is Wagner on Reckney. So Wagner is 3rd place now. Reckney was in 3rd place before the race. So we have a Iowa short track. Everything could happen. It's still open for strategy. Don't mess and just play with the lap downs. So then we have a Charlotte. Charlotte is really, really it's kind of Texas. I don't want to say it's kind of Las Vegas.
More like Texas, I think. I think it's more
Yeah.
like Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that, but not like that. So it's gonna be. I hope it's not gonna be at pack race where we saw Las Vegas, and then Chicagoland, like
That will be the pack race.
yeah, and then Indianapolis is when we define the championship. So it's still open. Everything gonna happen for the next week, and we are 4 to go.
And that is the remaining schedule that you see right there on your screen. So we'll get that off there. All right, checking chat real quick. Rigney checks in, points are up. Good race, everyone. Thanks. And then he says, I have plans. So we shall see what the plans of the admins are for the next season. We're eagerly awaiting them. But that's really going to do it for today. A heck of a race here, everybody, here at Michigan. Thanks for sticking it out with us. And we'll give you back the rest of your Monday evenings here as we kick off another big week of racing here on the P1 channel. So that's it for today. Once again, your podium from Michigan is Rick Ray Vaughn. Rick Ray Vaughn, the man that I've known for, more than 25 years now, gets his first win here in the series. Keeping a string of league participation and getting wins in those leagues. Still active. So a big win here for them today. Matt Wagner just misses getting his 3rd win of the season by mere inches. And Mark Murphy misses the Triple Crown by just about as mere inches as well. He comes home 3rd. Join P1 again next week for round 11 of the inaugural season of the Sim Motion ISRA Open Wheel Series as the teams and drivers head to our last short oval of the season at Iowa Speedway. Coverage begins around 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, that's 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And remember, as always, for the correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything right here at YouTube at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game's not easy, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. And leave a comment below. Let us know your thought of tonight's race and if you enjoyed tonight's coverage. Support us by smashing and liking the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more of P1's other iRacing programming, including the iRacing IndyCar Oval Series from Phoenix tomorrow night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern, and the Formula Indy Series from Laguna Seca at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. The best open wheel racers on iRacing race here on P1. You don't want to miss it. The ISRA is sponsored by Sim Motion. With over 50 combined years of experience in the community and industry, Sim Motion is your one-stop strategy for everything you need for sim racing. Whether you still have your rookie stripes or are a grizzled veteran looking for the next upgrade, check out their line of sim racing hardware, including top brands like Azatec, Butt Kickers, Moza, SimMagic, and more. Visit their online store today or follow one of their socials. All the links you need are in the description. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook or follow them on X and Instagram. Links are in the description. So for Luis Gonzalez Nunez, everyone here at P1 Sim Motion and the ISRA, I'm Gary Gatto saying all good night and thanks for watching. And all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again right here next week in Iowa for the next race of the Sim Motion ISRA Open Wheel Series. Good night.